We've won, my little degenerates. We've won. We've done it. We're getting Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 4. Oh my god, it's a glorious day. God is real. Life. We have found the cure for cancer. We have saved lives. We have stopped war. The human race has transcended into a land of peace and prosperity. Thank you, Bandai Namco, for announcing this shit. You have no idea how long I've waited. I prayed to the Elder Gods. Literally spread my ass cheeks open and was like, please, Elder Gods, give me Budokai Tenkaichi 4. And the gods answered and said, let us bless you. And they have finally announced it. Budokai Tenkaichi 4. Now, when I first saw the announcement and I saw the trailer, at first I was like, oh, they're going to re-release Budokai Tenkaichi. That's great. That's all I wanted. But then them motherfuckers was like, motherfucker, we got something even better. We're making a brand new one. And I'm like, I literally lost my fucking mind. I was like livid the whole day. I was telling my mom, I was telling my brother, I was telling my friends, I was literally telling my coworkers, I was telling everybody that this shit was alive. And I think the reason why so much of us are excited is because of two things. One, it's a back to basics. It's back to traditional Dragon Ball Z fighting games. Now, that's not to say the Dragon Ball Z games we had so far have been trash. And contraire, I think a lot of the Dragon Ball Z games, have been pretty good. I remember, we had recently, of course, the big one was Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 and 2. But that to me was always like a live service game, especially 2. I felt like 2 became more of a live service game, which I think was done really well. A well-made live service game, and where you have all the characters. Some of them are DLC, but you can play as your own unique character, either Saiyan, Boo, all that type of stuff, and make your own custom character. That was a cool idea. There was a lot of broken shit in it though, like a lot of dumb shit, and it just did not feel like a Tenkaichi game. And then, of course, we had the spiritual successor. We had Raging Blast. I don't know if motherfuckers remember Raging Blast. Raging Blast was like the next gen 360 PS3 version of the Tenkaichi games, but those games ran slow. They weren't as fast and as fluid as the Tenkaichi games. And also, big thing, they lacked the characters. They lacked the characters of the Tenkaichi games. And it was just kind of like a whatever. They only made 2, and then that was it. And then I guess now we would say we got the dream fighting game, Fighter Z. And Fighter Z is amazing, and it's definitely the next evolution of what I wanted the Budokai games to be. But Tenkaichi, what made Tenkaichi fucking special was that it literally was like the true Dragon Ball Z experience. It took it from 2D fighting game into a 3D fighting game, and like you could fly everywhere around the areas. The areas were always big and large. One of the cool things and how cool the audio design was, when you punch a motherfucker and it sends them flying, like you could crash into fucking buildings and shit. It looked so cool. It was ridiculous. Of course, the first Budokai game, it struggled a lot because it was like the first iteration of the game. So like some beams looked kind of like bland. The fucking camera was awful in the first Budokai. But when we got to Budokai 2 and 3, ooh, that's all I gotta say is ooh, the spicy sauce, ooh, wee. That shit was so fucking great. Not only in Budokai 2, which was my personal favorite, you could you could do like like tag battles. Like they introduced the idea that you could switch characters in mid fights. Was such a cool idea. It created a lot of moments between me and my friends where we were just like kind of like we would just sit down and make up our own what if story. Like what if Brawly fought GT Goku, and it's just a lot of cool dumb shit we came up with that. But also they added you can finally transform in mid battle, and also the cool part is, which no other fighting game, no other Dragon Ball Z game I've noticed done this, is that you could power down. So sometimes you want to end it on a cool fucking badass moment where you do like Spirit Bomb, but you're like in Super Saiyan 3, you could actually power down and go into that, and it was such a great game. But also number 2, the most recent reason why I think a lot of people watch this game and why people decided is because the roster. You talk about the biggest Dragon Ball Z roster, I would argue is between Xenoverse and Tenkaichi 3. That shit was so fucking big. It was ridiculous. You had, by the time we got to Budokai 3, not only did we had like bunch of transformations, but we had characters from Dragon Ball, we had characters from Dragon Ball Z, and then we had characters from Dragon Ball GT, we had Dragon Ball Z characters from all the movies. So the first movie, I think, was Lord Slug, all the way to the final Dragon Ball Z movie. And it was like a dream come true. Granted, some of those characters were busted and broken and shit, but my god, it was the funnest fucking game, bruh. It was the funnest shit. Just have this shit come together. So to have this game come back is a huge, huge thing for us. And I see a lot of people like getting upset or like wondering about a few things, about the roster, about characters, and about how it's gonna play. And I just want to remind people, as much as I'm excited, even through this video, you see the excitement. I'm hyped. I'm hyped as fuck. I want us to bring that hype level down and just remember that there's still some missing stuff we don't know about the game. Number 1, who's developing this shit? Now, when I did research on this video, I noticed that there's no developers for this game. So I don't know if it's the team that did Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which would be cool because I've seen the gameplay of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I actually own the game and all the DLCs, but I have never played it. But I've seen how great it is, and I probably might check it out after this announcement. So I'm wondering if that game is developers that's making this. If that's the case, I think we're in safe hands. If it's what I'm assuming, which is the original Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi developers, I think is Zip or Shriek, or insert fucking name on the developers on the screen. Those guys, they the ones that did Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 1, 2, and 3. The last game I know they worked on, which doing research hurt my fucking heart, was Jump Force. And I swear to God, if it's the Jump Force developers, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Because Jump Force was fucking trash. Now granted, I love the premise of Jump Force, and I did like that they included a lot of characters that I was interested in. However, oh boy, that game was janky as fuck. That shit was super unbalanced, which was fine. I'm not looking for balance when it comes on to these games. But like just brain dead shit that was just like, what the fuck? How did you guys let this slip in development? It's just a lot of dumb shit. So we gotta find out who's developing this game. Like, I really would like it to be, I would say give Arc Systems to work this shit. But again, I don't want this to be like a super competitive fighting game. Like I see some people online is like, oh, this is the 4 Horsemen of Apocalypse. We got Tekken, we got fucking Tekken 8 coming, Street Fighter 6, fucking Tenkaichi 4, and fucking Mortal Kombat 12. And I'm like, motherfuckers, first of all, Tekken 8's not coming out this year. Let's calm that shit down. Let's calm that shit down, boo-boo. I'm excited for Tekken 8 out of all the fighting games. But let's calm that shit down. And also, let's be fucking truthful. Tenkaichi is not on the level of any of those fighting games. I want a dumb spectacle fighting game. A dumb, fun spectacle fighting game. I do not want that shit to be balanced to the point where it's like competitive. I'm not trying to go to fucking Evo. I'm trying to play this shit and fucking get 100 hit combo on my friends online with lag. But no, I'm trying to have fun with this shit. I'm not trying to take it serious. But it just goes to show you how much people are excited for this shit. Like we're comparing it to other fighting games. That's how excited we are. But I think another thing we have to ask ourselves is the roster. How much is the roster? Now, I personally think the roster is going to be low. I think when we start Tenkaichi 4, we're probably going to get some our staple Dragon Ball characters, but we're not going to get every single character like we got in Dragon Ball Z and Tenkaichi 3. Because again, Tenkaichi 3 had a lot of characters, but a lot of those characters were kind of the same, and a lot of those characters were fucking broken. So I think if we're gonna get a more balanced game, or a game that's more detailed, I would sacrifice a lot of characters just for the sake of having a game that flows well, moves fast, plays responsibly. Like I would want all that instead of like 1,000 characters, because I know, and Bandai Namco is good at this, they're gonna nickel and dime us for characters. Like look at Xenoverse. Xenoverse has tons of DLC characters, tons. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're getting DLC characters out the ass, and that's fine. I'm willing to do it, but I think the most we're gonna get in terms of characters is maybe 24 to 30 characters. That is it at launch. Then everyone else is DLC. And listen, I'm fine with that. Again, as long as they have a bunch of the super characters like my boy Hit. As long as they got my boy Hit in there, I'm Gucci. I would love, this was just a joke character, but I would love Chi-Chi as a fucking playable fighter character, because she knows how to fight, despite Chi-Chi being a fucking dumbass mom and whatnot, and being annoying. She knows how to fight, so it would be interesting. And also just make like Super Dragon Ball Z Chi-Chi, where she uses the Nimbus to fly around. By the way, that's the coolest part about the Tenkaichi series. The attention to details was fucking amazing in that game. The attention to details with characters was incredible. Incredible. So I'm hoping that we'll get something really unique and special with this game. You know, we haven't seen much. There's only like one little trailer. I don't even think it's up on the Bandai Namco official page or anything. And that tells me that this game is early in development. So that's another thing. We don't know if this game's coming out this year. This probably might come out next year, early next year or so. So I think there's a lot to be excited, but a lot of things to be kind of like keep your eyes open, and let's not sniff the Kool-Aid too much. But man, I'm excited, man. Be happy. The final thing I will say is that if they really want to hold us over, give us the HD collection of the Tenkaichis. I know it'd probably be hard to do online, but that would be dope as fuck if we got online. And with rollback, I'm not accepting no fucking fighting game without rollback now, motherfucker. Give me my rollback. Alright, so we'll see. I think this is all exciting news, but we'll have to come back to this on a later date. And that's all I have to say. Hopefully more information will come out so I can do more videos on this. And hopefully a demo will come out. I'm just looking forward to this shit. And again, re-release fucking Budokai Tenkaichi 1, 2, and 3. It will hold us over. We'll be good. Throw some online if we can. Just do it. Just do it, Bandai Namco. You got the fucking copies. And I don't want no bullshit that you fucking lost the source code or whatever. Suck my ass with that shit. Give me the fucking game right now. It's your boy, Mr. Degenerate. I'm off for this fucking video. If you're new to the channel, please comment, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And until next time, guys, stay active, stay safe, and of course, play some motherfucking Tenkaichi. Go grab a fucking PS4, rob somebody, rob your grandma, rob somebody to go get a fucking PS2. If you own one, go pop in a PS2 disc of Tenkaichi 1, 2, and 3, and let's go play some Tenkaichi. Because when this shit hits, when this 4 hits, I'm telling you right now, y'all not seeing no fucking videos from me for a very long time. It's your boy, Mr. Degenerate, signing the fuck out. Have a good one. Also, can we pull one out for our brethrens, the fucking Naruto community? They struggling out there with that fucking Storm connection. Like, could you imagine if you got another re-release of fucking Storm 4? Could it be me? Could it be me? We Dragon Ball Z fans, we chilling out here. We living large. Could it be us, man? Could it be us?